voice of free
For the
America.
first time since maybe the Vietnam War, certainly since the Civil Rights Movement, there are some darkening storm clouds on the civility horizon in this country. A growing number of voices are continuing to suggest that if our economy doesn't turn around and people can't start feeling optimistic about their futures again, we could be headed for some ugly scenarios. A new CNN poll suggests 48% of Americans think the country is headed for another Great Depression in the next 12 months. That is a stunning number. The current economy is so bad, there's a heightened risk of civil unrest. And unless things begin changing for the better, it's a distinct possibility. Our country's bankrupt. Our government refuses to do anything about that. Unemployment stuck above 9%. Millions of Americans are out of work, some of them for a number of years now. The value of people's homes is sinking below the break-even line. In the most recent jobs report last Friday, more than half of the private sector jobs added were at McDonald's. For the young people coming out of this nation's colleges and universities, their families having invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in their education, their outlook is grim. Add in the early record-breaking heat in the big cities in the East, we might not even have to wait until 2012. It could become a long, hot, ugly summer. Here is the question. What are the chances the U.S. economy could eventually trigger violence in our country? People seem to think that's a possibility. John writes the chances are getting better every day. Deficit spending, uncontrolled illegal immigration, sky-high unemployment, billions being sent to countries that hate us, out-of-touch government, and the list goes on. It won't be long, Jack. The people will revolt. Mark in Oklahoma writes, Obama better forget about that money pit called Iraq, Afghanistan. Start focusing on getting those public works jobs that he promised, or he's going to need those troops over here to maintain order in our streets. People are only going to put up with the economic incompetence of this administration for so long. Wilhelm writes, pardon me, did the concentration of wealth among the aristocracy trigger violence during the French Revolution? How about the Russian Revolution or Germany in the 1930s? So yes, if it gets to the point where the average working American feels totally hopeless and can't feed his family, it could lead to violence. It happened more than people know during the Great Depression. Michelle in Delaware writes, if the price of gas, groceries, and necessary items don't come down soon, and if people can't get jobs to support their families, then violence is definitely a possibility. We are a crumbling nation. Our politicians should spend a month living on our wages, have to pay for groceries, gas, and pay the bills on our salaries and not theirs. They have no idea what we working-class citizens have to go through on a daily basis. Ralph in Texas writes, it already has triggered violence. I curse out loud and slam the dashboard every time I see gas prices go up. And Bull writes, I'm 70 years old, Jack, and I fully think that I will see violence in this country before I'm gone. And it won't only be the economy that causes it. Just look at what's going on along our borders. The American people have had enough. Mark my words. If you want to read more on this, it's kind of scary, actually, but a lot of people are suggesting that violence is a possibility at some point if things don't turn around. Go to my blog, cnn.com/Kathy. Well,
did you get a lot of feedback on this question, Jack?
Yes, a lot. And people are frustrated, they're angry, they're disgusted with our government and the fact that they feel that they don't have a voice in Washington anymore, that it's all controlled by the big corporations. We've got this debt ceiling thing coming. We've got a national debt of $14 trillion. The government does kabuki theater, but nothing happens. People are very frustrated, and they're getting angry.
They certainly are, Jack.
I believe these reports are wrong.